Alright, what's up, man? It's another one again. My Ford Granada. Yes, sir. Build me a 408. But today, man, working on the Lexus, man. This is a 2007 Lexus 3.5 V6. Same applies to a Toyota Camry V6 and Toyota Camry Solara V6. What we're doing is we're putting a transmission in. I got this transmission at our local. You pull it. The car came out of was a 2007 Camry V6. It's wrecked and crushed. I'm taking the transmission out. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. We'll get rid of all your wiring. Unhook everything from the transmission up top. It ain't really nothing under the bottom other than the two transmission cooling lines right here, which I'm gonna do them last. But I unhooked all my grounds, all my connections and everything. My shift linkage. It's right here, have it tucked up here. Now I'm gonna show y'all something. Well, a lot of folks run into a difficult problem. I'm gonna show y'all this little secret. Alright. When you're on the passenger side removing the axle, this is how you can take the axle out. Well, I'm gonna get the transmission now. I'm gonna drop the subframe partially. I'm not gonna drop it all the way down. I'm gonna just drop it partially, cause I don't feel like unhooking that rack in this steering. Well, I don't feel like unhooking the rack, which I don't know, I might, but I don't feel like wrestling with it, so I'm not gonna do that. What you do is you take the wheels off, you take the hub nut off, remove the two strut towel bolts, hold down bolts up here, your brake line bracket and your ABS bracket. You remove that bolt up there. It's 12mm to give it a little slack so you don't break your ABS line or your brake line. That's all you need right here. For the axle, a lot of folks come up under here and they try to undo them bolts and shit that they got up in there. As you can see, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get it. My bad. Let me go back. Trying to get a good view. But it's 3 bolts back there. I think they 14mm. And they a pain in the ass to get, so I'm gonna show you how to do it. As you see, my axle is out. My axle is out. I can move this axle. As you can see, it's out. I can actually move this axle. What you want to do is you want to move that clamp. You have a lock ring clamp right there that sits inside the housing right here to stabilize the axle, which the bearing rides, which I'm gonna re-grease that. What you do is, it's a bolt right here. You take that bolt out. It's 12mm. Take it out, all the way out. Back it out, and loosen that clamp. Once you drop those bolts right there, and you freed up your hub nut, your nut. Sometimes, not all times, but me, you know, I've been doing this so long, it came right out. Like, I ain't had to hit it or nothing. Sometimes you might have to get behind it with a hammer and a chisel or something, or a pry bar or something, and just tap it a few times, and it'll break free. But sometimes they seize up on there. But me, I always grease them before I put them in, so that's what I did, and it came out. So that way I got the axle free. I can pull it back as far as I need it to go. And it's a good time to inspect your catalytic converters, which these are in excellent shape. On the driver's side, you know, it's pretty much simple. You're gonna do the same kind of over here. You're just gonna pop the axle out. Let me get up. We're gonna pop the axle out. We're gonna drop the we're gonna take the strut towel bolts out, and we're gonna loosen up the axle nut, and we're gonna remove it, and that'll give us plenty of leeway to remove that axle from the hub spindle side, pull it out, and then we'll have enough slack where we get a pry bar and then just pop that axle out and pull it out. That way the car is free from the axle and everything. I already removed the transmission bolts at the bottom all around. On the bolts I have is these bolts right here. Also, I'm going to remove this mount, but before I do that, I'm going to put a jack up under here to support this transmission. Cause once I start letting loosening up I'm gonna take the bolts completely out on the driver's side on the subframe. On the passenger side, I'm just gonna remove them. I'm gonna loosen them and bring them down quite a bit, but they're still gonna be in. I'm gonna leave them in partially, and I'm gonna start dropping this thing. I'm gonna start dropping it slowly so I get enough room on the subframe. I didn't really want to do it because you had to deal with the sway bars and shit like that, but take this time and you can go ahead, since we're gonna do that. I don't want to deal with the steering shaft and stuff like this, so I might take the rack and pinion loose. That will leave the sway bars. You can leave the sway bar on there, but the way it is, the sway bar wraps around the rack, so it would be kind of hidden in the way. You have two 12mm bolts on each side on the sway bar. You can remove those them bolts, and you have the two racks bolts, which, like I said, is very difficult. It's a pain in the ass, but you can remove those, and we can actually just we can leave that hanging. So I don't know. This is probably what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach it, because I want to get this transmission in as quick as possible so I can move on to other things. So I'll come back to y'all in a minute, all right?